All right, everybody, it's time for the And the Chaser Spirits and Beer Pairing Show. It is Wednesday, June 19th. Jersey Johnny coming at you. And with me, as always, on this show is Mr. Beer Samurai. And tonight, please welcome the Martini Whisperer.
I'm here for you, man.
There we go. We've got some product placement already. I like
that. How are you, gents, on this fine evening?
Well, if I was doing any better, I just couldn't stand myself.
There you go.
Just like your wife.
There you go.
You can't stand you either. As you can see,
she knew the job was dangerous when she took
did.
it.
She accepted the task.
But does she get hazardous duty pay, Tom?
Well, she should. She really should. She should have had a better lawyer. That's all I got to say.
There you go. Oh, what a
or priest. That's the case, maybe. If you'll notice, Tom's background's a little different because he doesn't have a fake one. But
I'm actually at my bar, my little corner of my garage.
Oh, I gotta love it. Gotta love it. Perfect. Gotta love it. Well, gents, happy National Martini Day to you.
That's what we're here for.
And everyone else listening.
Watch it.
Jay, you've already got yours going. I'm gonna make mine on the show.
You make yours. Mine's in already shaken, if you will. I'm gonna pour it in.
Well, I'm gonna start drinking while mine is still cold, if y'all don't mind. And I'll tell you what's in here.
You go right ahead.
Go for it.
So I've got a local product. This is from Tiakida Distillery, sister company, Springfield Brewing Company. This is their Songbird Gin Goldfinch. It's a gin finished in Sauterne cask, distilled from grain.
Oh, I like
our
that.
Goldfinch gin, Sauterne cask finished gin, was the first release in the Songbird series. Our bright fresh gin evolved in Sauterne cask, developing both wood and wine character. The result is an intriguing liquid. Yeah, it's really good. It's also at 94 proof, which is right a little bit on the large side.
Very nice.
Yes, it is. But that's.
And let me show you that picture. I've got it served dirty. So what I've got in here is 2.5 ounces of the gin, 1/2 ounce of olive juice, no vermouth whatsoever, and 2 blue cheese stuffed olives.
Oh, very nice.
That's going to be a theme because I am doing something similar with the garnish. However, I'm going quite almost classic because I am doing 3 parts gin to 1 part vermouth.
There you go.
I put in.
There you go.
I did 6 to 2 because I really don't know. I got new glasses. I got coupes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at you! Yeah.
And these got a nice size to them. So let me pour this in and see how that works. It's not.
I don't know what the official name of this glass style is, to be honest with you, but I like to use it for martinis because I don't spill as much.
There you go. Fair enough. Oh yeah, I can't use a martini glass, and I'll get to why I'm drinking out of this in a moment. You two know, but I'll get there on the show.
But a little bit more
a regular martini glass. If I'm making it for myself, I can never fill it to the top. I fill it maybe a little bit more than halfway, and I'll drink it, and then I'll fill it because I'm not, not that I'm like shaking all over the place, but when it's full, it's nerve-wracking and it's shaky, and I do drop some of it on the ground.
When we start talking,
or I lean in and sip it off the counter, right, and then pick it up.
When we start talking a little bit more about. There we go. How's that?
Very nice. Very nice.
Okay, so what this is this weekend, Kara and I went to Morristown to a distillery there called Dismal Harmony. Mm-hmm. They're the new kids on the block, and I got to say they're hitting it out of the park right now. This is their afternoon tea gin. Their afternoon tea gin, they're coming in at 40% alcohol, so 80 proof. Mm-hmm. So not quite as strong as what Tom's drinking there. But what they've done is they've backed off the juniper a little bit. I mean, there's still juniper in there, but they backed it off, and there's more herbs in there. And they're from New Jersey. They're from the Dismal Swamp area of New Jersey. And walking around there, they had come across some plants that smelled like tea. Mm-hmm. They wanted to use that in their gin, but it's not approved by the FDA.
Of course not. Right.
So I know when that happens.
Yeah, so they had
that stuck.
Yeah, so they replaced with some black gin, also a little bit different herbs in there, proprietary herbs. So, and I took one sip of it, like this is my gin. This is the favorite gin I think I've ever had. And then my vermouth is Dolan. So I've got 3 parts.
Dolan, okay.
One part.
It's what I use at home as well.
Yeah, this is really nice. It's got such a nice herbal, but also
Dolan's a mid-price vermouth. It's not on the far expensive end, but it's not on the cheap side either.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then I've got my blue cheese stuffed olives from Santa Barbara Olive Company in there.
Oh, nice.
Very nice, very nice.
And this
so we're both using blue cheese. How about that?
Oh yeah, and I like the blue cheese. I mean, if you smell the Dolan vermouth, you can see how it pairs with blue cheese. It works there, and I think the gin works with everything in there as well. I really like this combination, and nice. I didn't think I was going to nail the combination down first time, but yeah, I'm not complaining. I'm not mad at it. Let's put it that way.
Not mad at it. All right, I'm jealous of both of you because I love blue cheese stuffed olives, and I love a good dirty martini. But I went a little fresher. I have a couple of bottles of this that I brought back just when. Obviously, I've mentioned on this show and the Log Room guys went up to my Vermont trip, stopped at Smuggler's Notch Distilling. Yeah. They didn't have the 750s. They were out of them at the store because I didn't go to like the actual distillery going up towards Stowe. I went to the one store that's downtown on Church Street in Burlington. They didn't have the 750s of the dry hopped gin, but I got a couple of these. I don't know if the one I poured downstairs, but this right here. It's their dry hop gin, right? So it's nice.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Pretty
nice, big, nice, big hop notes. Really nice hop notes that they have in the gin, as well as the herbals and the juniper and everything else. It's really a tasty gin. So much so I had to take a sip of it before I used it in. So I used 2 bottles. Okay, so there's a little bit more in here. I might have a little bit more. Who am I kidding? I will have a little bit more. All right. And I just said, okay, how am I gonna use this gin in a martini? And I'm trying to think of what I could do. And you ever have a lemon drop martini?
I love them.
Oh, yeah.
So it's limoncello, fresh lemon juice, a little bit of simple syrup, and the gin, right? So I'm like, you know what? I actually have a little bit left of limoncello. Okay.
Oh, really?
So I made I made a lime drop martini. So I used my limoncello.
Oh, my goodness.
Fresh lime juice. I didn't even use any simple syrup. I'm like, you know what? I don't need any of the sugar water. Nope. No simple syrup, just limoncello, lime juice.
Yeah, we'll absolutely add that for you.
Oh, you're perfect, man.
Fresh lime juice and the dry hop gin. And let me tell you,
that sounds brilliant, man. That sounds amazing.
Little green tint.
Oh, look at you! Oh my gosh!
Cheers, gents.
I love the glass too.
Cheers.
There you go.
We'll get into that glass in a little bit. But the one thing
I don't think we're fitting in here. I mean, we could try, but
we'll talk about it.
Right.
But the one thing the three of us have decided, what we're going to start doing in the show, we're going to start talking a little about the history, development, all kinds of things about whatever we're drinking at the time. We're going to take a little bit of turns doing that between John and I. Tom likes to just listen and drink. So that's
not true. So I told you, but I'm not the play-by-play. You're the play-by-play guy. You're the history. I'm the color commentary. I want to talk just as much as you,
I want.
That's what I want. I want to talk about feelings, man.
That's what I want out of this. Exactly.
Oh, wait a second. Are you going to get a couch for us to lie on while
let me tell you something. Let's think about this for a second. Okay. What pair was one of the best pairs ever of football commentating?
That was John Madden.
Oh gosh,
and
Pat Summerall.
Pat Summerall.
John Madden.
Was straight up, clean.
Pat Summerall's the play-by-play guy, and you got John Madden making that color commentary.
John Madden was I'm the John Madden to your Pat Summerall. I want to talk just as much as you, Dave, but I don't want to talk about history. I want to talk about why I'm making this cocktail, how the cocktail makes me feel, how the cocktail makes other people feel, and why can't we all just get along?
We're even going to get you out. We're even going to get you a telestrator.
There we go. Just
I can do it. I'm going to get me a little whiteboard. I'll draw pictures. We're in. I'm all in, baby.
Be careful what you draw on that. Now let's get into a little bit about the.
I will make it anatomically correct. I promise.
No, please don't.
That's all we can ask for, though.
So a little bit about the history. So a lot of people think the Martini was named after the Martini company in Italy, Martini and Rossi. A lot of people have debunked that. Said no, the Martini and Rossi is just coincidental. They were named that, and that the Martini and Rossi makes some of the vermouth, which is one of the ingredients that a lot of people.
I thought it was named after Joe Martini. He was this guy back in Brooklyn, back in the.
Oh, I thought it was something you went to high school with.
Well, I did, but it was his grandson. I mean, Joe Martini is much older.
What's with this girl, Martini, man? She tasted pretty good too, but that's a story for another day.
That's another different story. That's a story for the end of the show.
And the telestrator, yeah. But most people agree. Where you going with my fudge?
Don't look at me. I didn't take your fudge.
Someone's stealing my fudge.
That sounds like
and we don't know it.
Sounds like a personal problem between you guys. I'll leave that alone.
Is David minimum security and we're not aware?
As you can see, my background's entirely different from what you're used to. So you might be right.
No, I might be crazy.
A lot of people agree.
Mm-hmm.
But it just may be a lunatic you're looking for.
Exactly.
Which of us lunatics are we talking about?
We just might be the lunatics you're looking for.
You're looking for.
Yeah, you go.
Turn out the lights.
Most people agree.
Don't try and save me. You may be wrong. For all I know, you may be right. Hey, don't get me started.
Hey, you know what's funny too? If we started this 25 minutes ago, we could have had the glass breaking in the beginning of it.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
There we go.
All right.
And we're going to get to that story.
And we're going to get to that. So go ahead. Talk about your martini glass. Go ahead.
No, not the
Martini.
So
Martini and Rossi.
Don't believe that it was Martini and Rossi. They believe that it was invented in San Francisco around 1860, in the 1860s.
I knew a gay guy had to invent it. I just knew it.
I don't know how gay San Francisco was in 1860, Tom.
They were pretty happy.
Yeah, still pretty happy, but we're talking about kind of the boom era now of the gold rush, right towards the end of it.
Fair enough.
Towards the end of the gold rush, but there was a Martinez Island.
Tell me those prospectors weren't in the closet,
right?
Well, the pickaxes.
The pickaxes. They went and dug for things, so just not leave it. No,
they're looking for the color. But Martinez Island was an island. I think it's in San Francisco Bay, and a lot of people would go out to Martinez Island. And I don't know why they're going, but there was a lot of near where they would grab the ferry to go over. Now we're just coming around. To grab the ferry to go over.
Ferry.
Yeah.
The RRY ferry.
Yes. The Occidental Hotel.
I told you.
The Occidental Hotel made this drink that they called the Martini, named after the island. Some people think that the Occidental Hotel invented it. Some people think it was invented on the island. But most people attribute it to the Occidental Hotel in San Francisco, the Martini. And but back then, it's not the Martini that we know. Most early Martini recipes included bitters.
Okay.
You don't see bitters.
Yeah. I looked at that too because I've added bitters to some of mine. Yeah.
Yeah, and I can see that happening, but it wasn't until about 1911 in New York at the Knickerbocker Hotel where they finally made what is now what we know as the Martini, the dry Martini, where it's gin, it's vermouth, but it was half and half. And a lot of people still
that's not a very dry Martini. That much vermouth isn't dry.
No. But then everyone got to like the 2-to-1 ratio. I like the 3-to-1 ratio myself. I like the
3-to-0 ratio.
I guess 3-to-0.
Well, you know something. When it comes to gin, I will go 3-to-1 on it. When it comes to vodka, John knows I've said it many times. I pour the vodka in the shaker. I take the vermouth and I go, and that's it.
Like a magic wand.
He shows the vermouth to the shaker.
Yeah, I scare it, and it's funny because there's a version of the Martini called the Churchill.
Oh, yes, indeed.
And the Churchill has no vermouth in it.
Mm-hmm.
All he does is he would chill gin, more than likely Beefeater gin, and then salutes towards France where vermouth was invented. Right, and that's the Churchill Martini.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm drinking like the 3-to-1. Of the three of us, I'm drinking the most classic of the martinis because we also decide who's ever going to talk about it is going to drink it more straight up than the rest of us. Yes, I have the blue cheese stuffed olives in there. That's a little departure from the norm. Mm-hmm. The norm is usually a regular olive, usually with pimento stuffed. If you use onions and pearl onions instead, it's called a Gibson.
Gibson, yeah,
right? It's called a Gibson. And we all know what movie franchise made the martini so damn famous.
I don't know what you're talking about, but but is it? Hold on 1 second. Is it? And we didn't prepare this, by the way. You saying that, but is it just whatchamacallit? What's the word I'm looking for? I said it the other day, and you said I was wrong.
Fortuitous.
Fortuitous. Thank you.
There we
fortuitous.
Go.
Is it fortuitous?
Big words for you two. I'm proud. Somebody got a word of the day calendar.
Is it fortuitous that the show today is show 007?
Oh,
Gotta love it. That's just coincident. It wasn't set up. It just happens to be National Martini Day, and it just happens to be 007. What's interesting thing is,
as long as you count last Friday's National Bourbon Day as a special episode.
There we go. But here's the thing: everyone knows the phrase martini dry, vodka martini dry, shaken, not stirred. What's interesting about this phrase is it's said twice before Bond ever says it himself. It's Goldfinger is the first time that Sean Connery actually finally utters the phrase as James Bond. So I think 2 people in the movie say it before Bond actually does. So
dry vodka martini, shaken, not stirred.
Yes, shaken vodka martini, shaken, not stirred is the second most iconic line from that. Tom just said the most iconic line, Bond, James Bond. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because
pity. In
the first one, he only says it because I forget who it is who introduced himself. He actually winds up marrying her, but when she introduces herself by her last name, then gives the full name, and he mimics that, and that became the thing. Mm-hmm. I can't remember her name right now.
Which movie was it in?
The first one, actually.
In Dr. No?
Dr. No.
Dr. No.
All right.
So
Ursula Andress?
No. That's not the first one.
Ursula Andress was in Dr. No.
Yeah, but that's not the first. I'm sorry, Dr. No's not the first James Bond movie.
Here it is.
Yes, it is.
Wait a second. Then it's not Ursula Andress. You're right. It is the first one, but it's not Ursula Andress. It's the Italian brunette in it. What is the character's name? I'm looking it up right now.
You look it up then. I'm not looking.
Because Ursula Andress is Honey Rider.
Honey Rider, yes.
Honey Rider, yeah.
Right.
Honey Rider.
The first kind of Bond girl.
Is it? Dead Air.
Dead Air. I don't remember which one it is. At any rate,
I'll look. You keep going. I'll look it up. Go.
So, but now we're getting to the conversation that we were starting to get into before the show began. Because John, explain why you're drinking out of a wine glass. Why are you drinking a martini out of a wine glass?
I'm drinking, and it's not a prototypical wine glass. It's a little different, but
it's got a flair. It's got a certain flair.
It's got a little flair to it. So if you just cut it here, it is a martini glass, right? But in any event, no, I only had when I bought martini glasses years ago. I only bought 2
because Jess doesn't drink martinis,
and I'm the only one drinking martinis, and it was a set of 2, so I bought 2. About 3 years ago, 2.5, 3 years ago, one of them broke. So I only had the one, which was fine because I only need one. I don't drink out of 2.
So
right?
Why aren't you drinking out of that one, John?
I'm not drinking out of that one because it was on the counter when I was making everything, preparing downstairs in the kitchen. And I turned around. I was at the sink, and I turned around to put something down on the counter, and I hit the martini glass, and down on the floor it went and shattered. So.
Which they tend to do when they fall and hit something hard.
When they fall and hit the ground, yes, they tend to shatter. So not obviously I had to clean that up. Fortunately, it was nothing in it. It was just the glass. I had not yet put anything in it, and I didn't put anything in it until I got up here anyway. But that's why. But so I cleaned up the glass, and this was other than drinking out of a beer glass or just a straight wine glass or a rocks glass, of course, this was it. So that's why I'm drinking out of this.
It looks good. You're practicing your originality. You're not a hostage to traditionality.
Exactly.
But whoever you are, man, be flamboyant. It is Pride Month after all.
And we're talking about San Francisco. But speaking of tradition, none of us are drinking. You're not drinking in a martini glass either, Tom. None of us are actually drinking out of a martini glass.
Well, it kind of depends on your opinion, but yeah.
Well, no, not the glass.
All of these are martini glasses tonight because they all contain martinis.
See, that's my point.
But if it's empty, the martini glass is that conical. It looks like the cone of shame that they give dogs after they've had their surgery.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be. Is my point. There's no law that says it has to be that glass.
That glass. This is what martinis were drank out of before that glass. That glass was invented during Prohibition. And we were talking before the show why Tom and John don't like to use that glass. Why is it that you don't like to use the martini glass?
Because I spill them
all over the place.
It's exactly why they were invented, though.
So you would spill them, yes.
But here's why. The reason
it's impossible not to.
During Prohibition, if the cops showed up, real quick, whoop, it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
You can.
That's true. That makes sense. Actually, that does make sense.
Split second. So the reason you guys don't like to use them is
the reason they were invented.
Exactly the reason they were invented.
Look at you showing your history. Oh, look at you.
We got a comment from Rod J. Beer Ventures. Cheers, gents. Cheers, Rod.
Oh, Rod. Hey, cheers, Rod. How are you, man?
How we doing?
This is a guy you need to. So change the subject just slightly. You need to get Rod J on your Lager Room Guy show. This guy is knowledgeable. He knows his stuff.
Absolutely.
That's a guy you need to get.
Get his information, Rod. Send us your information. We'll get in touch with you, and definitely got to be on the show.
I got him on Facebook. I'll send you a message on Facebook, and we'll book you on a show for the Lager Room Guys on Tuesdays.
Tuesdays.
Dave, was it Zena Marshall? Was she Miss Tarot?
No. It's not Miss Tarot. It's Sylvia Trench.
It is Sylvia Trench. It was one of the two. That was my second one. Yeah.
And she introduced herself as Sylvia Trench.
You're right. Actually, I never thought of that.
And he replied with
I can't tell you how many times I've watched that movie too.
So there you go. That's the history there. Now we'll talk about the glasses. We were talking about ahead of time. We can only think of 3 pieces of glassware that are named after the cocktail that's supposed to go in them. Right? Mm-hmm. That is the martini glass, the old fashioned, and the highball. Mm-hmm. Now, a lot of people, and Tom pointed this out, and he's absolutely correct. A lot of people erroneously refer to the highball as a double old fashioned. It is not a double old fashioned, right? Tom, you were saying it's a skinnier diameter and taller.
Right. Yeah, I'm showing you the glasses there. But yeah, so basically a highball, there are some exceptions, but basically a highball is a glass, short or tall, filled with ice. You have one liquor and one mixer. There are a small handful of exceptions, yes, but that's basically the drink. A screwdriver, rum and Coke. These are classic examples of a highball.
Screwdriver goes
Jack and Coke.
Yeah. Jack and Coke, rum and Coke.
But then you have a Harvey Wallbanger that adds an extra ingredient. Tequila Sunrise is actually a highball as well. But
there is an actual drink, a base drink called a highball, which is named, and the glass is named for that. So the martini glass, even though it was not the original, and I don't think it's even the most effective, but now this martini glass is used for so many other things. Like you've seen me drink Manhattans out of them. Well, I didn't have coupes at the time, and I really think a Manhattan needs to be drank out of a coupe.
Hold that thought 1 second. Rod said, Tom, thanks, buddy. Appreciate you all. Sounds good. You got it, Rod. Thank you.
Right.
We'll get in touch with you soon.
Absolutely.
I'll be singing this tomorrow, and we'll get something going. Definitely.
Yep, absolutely. So now this martini glass, but now there's a whole new breed of martinis, and I'm making air quotes listening, that are out there.
Yeah. In name only.
Because they're put in this and that glass.
Yeah,
right.
But it's a martini in name only, right? Like an espresso martini, for instance. That's not
apple martini.
The apple. No, it's an appletini.
Chocolate martini. These are not martinis, man.
They are not martinis.
The one. What's the one on with the Sex and the City? The Cosmopolitan.
Yeah, that's not a martini.
That's not martini, but it goes in a martini glass.
They're drinking a martini glass, and if the way the instructions to make the drink involve putting chocolate syrup up and down the sides of it, it's not a martini.
Not a martini. I defy anybody to take a martini glass, put chocolate syrup up and down the sides, and then pour gin and vermouth in it.
Yeah. Oh God, I think I just threw up on my mouth a little. But this is yeah. So that's the whole thing about this glass. It's not even. I don't think it's the preferred glass for martinis, other than it being called a martini glass, and everyone thinks it needs to be drank out. Yeah. So many bars use it. I prefer the coupe. I'm so happy I finally got some, and I mean, that's a beautiful glass. That's
a nice glass. Yeah, that's a very nice glass.
And the thing is, the coupe was not invented for martinis. You know what the coupe was eventually invented for?
It was meant to go with a DeVille, I think.
Yes, it was. It was meant to.
All right.
And you'll see it back to James Bond. If you watch James Bond, there's very, very few times that James Bond drinks champagne out of a flute. And to me, the flute is one of the worst designed goddamn glasses out there. They're too damn skinny.
Oh, it's I could not agree more.
It's awful. Champagne. He drank champagne out of coupes. The original name of these glasses were champagne coupes.
Champagne coupe. Yeah, it's a champagne coupe. Yeah,
absolutely. It's a champagne coupe.
100%. Yeah.
So what would you call this? What would you call this glass, Dave?
That looks like a coupe to me too.
It's a champagne coupe. Yeah, it's a coupe.
That's a champagne coupe. It's a straight-sided one. It just doesn't taper.
Yeah, it's what my wife picked up. She got some at a thrift store, and I didn't know what the hell style it was, but it works perfect for a martini or a Manhattan.
Yeah,
now
Manhattan.
The one thing with champagne that's very important, because I actually have stemless champagne flutes.
Oh yeah.
Which is stupid. Mm-hmm. The whole point for the stem is so that you can hold it and not warm your drink up.
And not warm it up.
The only thing that should be stemless is a snifter. That's the only thing that should be or a red wine glass. The only two things.
Yeah, I do have some stemless red wine glasses. Yeah,
because those need to
I agree with you 100%. Yeah,
it's what.
Damn, Dave. Maybe I've had too much to drink tonight because you're making sense tonight. You're actually making sense. Maybe I've had too much.
Stop making sense. Stop making sense.
Oh, thanks, talking heads.
So I was waiting for you to call me Brian.
David.
Yeah.
Oh God, I forgot his name.
David Byrne.
David Byrne.
There you go.
But the only reason I call you David Byrne is I couldn't remember the name right quick.
There you go.
But
so
seriously, the only thing that I do have my stemless flutes. You know what I use them for?
What's that?
Mead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, depending on how small the flute is, I mean, you can't even have your nose in it while you're drinking it. So you can put any vile liquid in it, and you're not going to smell it as you're drinking it. You know?
Oh yeah, maybe that's the point. Yeah, you don't want to smell that shit.
Well,
you put meat in it. It's not made for meat. You put meat in it. So
I got a few ideas now.
The other thing that it works for is sake.
I like the smell of sake though. I like to smell the sake as I'm drinking it.
But it'll work for sake. And actually, what I like to use is I actually have these cast iron teacups that I use for sake.
All right.
Oh, they're beautiful because you can get the smell. The cast iron keeps them nice and cool. Mm-hmm. Oh, I got it with a cast iron teapot. I'm like, these make great sake glasses. And maybe one day we'll do a sake show, and I'll
do a sake show.
Tom, you like your sake?
You know what? I'm not as familiar with it as you guys, but I'm game for a show.
Oh, we got to do a sake show one of these days.
I'll come at it from the novice angle.
It's always a beautiful thing. And the thing, all three of us have been in breweries, bars, wherever, where someone has just stepped into the craft beer world. Mm-hmm. And it's just so enjoyable to watch their eyes open up, watch the palate open up.
Yep.
And then go, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Now, segue, speaking of craft beer, Tom, what are you chasing your martini with? Did you figure it out yet?
Yeah, I did. I did figure it out. But I actually made myself a second martini because I know you two tend to get chatty. So I've been working on the dirty vodka.
Oh, we get chatty. Thanks. Yeah, Tom.
You guys get chatty. I can have my beer here. So because because I was using the Songbird gin from Tiakida, I wanted to go with the Springfield Brewing Company beer, their Imperial Pilsner.
That's a perfect.
Very nice.
That's a nice pairing. Because an Imperial Pilsner is going to be drier than your normal Pilsner, which will work well with the martini. Again,
a noble hop, so it's herbal.
Yep. Oh, they use the noble hops in it. Nice.
Nobles in this one. So I've got those herbal hop notes.
Very nice. Yeah, the noble German noble hops, right? So because the German noble hops tend to throw like the floral and the herbal, and it's that'll work very well with
Sure. Very herbal, a little earthy, baby. Yeah.
I went a little different. I wanted to kind of challenge things a little bit, and I went with an absolute classic, Saison DuPont.
Oh gosh, I haven't had that one in probably a decade, to be honest with you. But that is a great beer.
This is going to be the first time I've had it in probably.
That is the classic, man. That is a great pairing. You're a genius, my friend.
The reason for it is because
that might be the best pairing you've ever done. That is brilliant.
And it's just, oh my God, just even smelling it is now enhanced. I mean, if I smell it, drink the martini, it's really enhanced the martini just by smelling it. But the reason I chose Saison DuPont, it's my favorite beer from France.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And
it's a beer from France.
It's a beer from France. And, with the vermouth being from France, I figured this would work. But the other thing about it is the challenge part of it is that John and I have talked about this on the Lager Room Guys show. We talked about that diacetyl is not necessarily always a bad thing. Some beers actually kind of.
Sometimes it is. Sometimes
it usually is. It kind of depends on the beer, but the greater percentage of the time, it's a bad thing. But
Saison DuPont has a wee bit,
little smidge,
just to smooth it out. And I love how the diacetyl.
It's the idea.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
And God, so drinking the martini and then drinking this, and this is exactly what I expected. I expected the diacetyl to become a little more forward, but the thing is, I really expected the herbs to really be knocked down in this beer. But the French Saison yeast, it won't be held down. Viva la revolution!
Revolution. I went with when I decided to do this, Let
me show you how beautiful that beer.
That's a beautiful pour, right there.
Beautiful pour, beautiful beer. Yeah, very nice. Very nice.
Go ahead, John. I didn't want to interrupt. I want to show you the beer.
No.
We appreciate our beer.
100%.
Thanks for sharing.
So I wanted to when I decided to do this particular martini, I decided that I thought the best pairing would be a Mexican lager.
Yes.
All right.
A lime martini with a Mexican lager.
Right. And I think the best one would have. And Dave, I'm channeling to you. What would have been my first choice in Mexican lagers?
San Jacinto from Schilling would have been.
Other than that, we had it last night on the podcast, but
yes.
No, Hacienda Lime from Bunker.
Oh God, that's such a good beer.
That's such a good
beer. But the thing is,
however,
Hacienda Lime would have canceled out the lime,
or at least Hacienda, just the regular.
Yeah.
One, right. So here we go. So anyway, Mexican lager, nonetheless, right? I didn't have any Mexican lagers, okay. So I looked to see what I had, without going out and buying even more beer, and I've way too much beer. Anyway, and I have from Human Robot. It's a beer called Nothing Is Revealed. All right, they call it a rustic ale brewed with the dude. It's a collab with.
It's brewed with a dude.
Brewed with the dude. It's a collab.
Dude.
It's a collab with. Wait a minute.
Nice.
It's a collab with Second District Brewing in Philly. Anyway,
it's
called a rustic ale. It's a farmhouse ale. It's a farmhouse ale.
Well, and the rug ties everything together.
Mm-hmm.
You said brewed with the dude, right?
Brewed with the dude, yeah.
Okay,
exactly. So
you know what?
There it is, right there.
In your night
shift.
In my night shift glass. So yeah, cheers, sláinte.
Cheers.
So the one I'm having here is an Imperial Pilsner from Springfield Brewing Company, the sister company of Tiakidana. I had the gin from. It is at 7.5%, and it is what you want from an Imperial Pilsner. Again, it uses those big nobles, very herbal, a little earthy.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. Very nice. So that's a beautiful pairing. It's interesting because now as I'm drinking the two of these back and forth, the Saison DuPont has become a little watery.
Really? Okay. So it feels thin.
It feels thin, and if anybody's had this beer, they know this does not have a thin mouthfeel to it. It's got a nice full.
No, it doesn't. No.
I wouldn't say it's not a full body like a stout, but it's not a thin like a Pilsner. It's got a little bit more body than that. This has really kind of watered it down. However,
remind me of the ABV on that beer, Dave.
I have to remind myself first there, Tom, because I didn't.
It's been a while since I had that one.
While you look,
but I don't remember it being watery.
No, it's not. It's 6.5, and it's the Martini that's done it.
6.5. Yeah.
But like I said,
that makes sense. It's 6.5. Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing, it's really what I said earlier. It's really, really happening is that what you're really starting to get out of this saison is that French yeast.
Mm-hmm.
The French yeast will not be put down.
Yeah, no,
it's something else.
This
is a really neat pairing. I like this a lot.
To my point of choosing,
and I think being French would be used to getting put down.
We said I did.
To my point with the nothing is revealed here. This farmhouse ale, it's got citrus notes. It's got a little bit of pear notes to it.
Nice.
Yeah, but definitely earthy.
And that's an ester. Pear is an ester out of the yeast.
Sure, of course. But the and in some hops too, but definitely out of the yeast. But in any event, yeah, with the citrus in it, it's not overly citrusy by any means, but it's actually going well. I just took a sip back and forth, and it was pretty good. Just want to throw this up there really quick.
He's ready.
Rod said, I need to track down some human robot. Went back in the Philly area, tried to find some on the Jersey side, but found no distribution for it. I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, I'm not 100%, but I'm fairly certain they do not distribute in Jersey.
They're brewery only.
It's a brewery only. They might, I believe they have some distribution around Philly. In and around Philly, but yeah, they have 3 tap rooms right now. So Rod, they have the original one on North 5th in West Kensington. They have one up in Jenkintown.
Yes, that's not Fishtown.
Right. They used to have one up in Jenkintown, which used to be the Neshaminy Creek tap room up in Jenkintown.
Right.
That's theirs. And they have one down in South Philly now, not too far from Citizens Bank Park. And
I thought they had another one that closed. Did they close one?
I don't know. They might have had another one on the Schuylkill going up towards Manayunk. They might still have that too. It might be 4. I'm not 100%. So they might have 4. But they're making beer in the one, because you can do that in Pennsylvania. You can do that in New York. You can do that in Massachusetts. You can do that in Jersey. Not in Jersey, no. But yeah, you can, I believe you can. If you have one license, you can have 5 locations in Pennsylvania. But so they're brewing in their tap room. They're brewing in their main facility and sending beer out to their locations.
Gotcha.
So they don't really have to distribute. They're distributing to themselves, basically, right? So that's what it is. But
they're not hurting.
And they're not hurting. No, not at all. So, but yeah, Rod, and he goes up. He just commented. He says, "Okay, sounds good. I've heard great things about them." Yes, yeah, absolutely, definitely. So we will talk. Rod, we'll talk tomorrow. We'll get you on the show. And if you're going to Human Robot, let me know. We'll meet you.
Actually, I was going to say, July 2nd, I will be there sometime shortly after 11 o'clock. And I'm on my way out to Pittsburgh, stopping there for lunch for a beer and a sandwich, because the sandwich shop in there, Pose
is amazing.
Makes amazing sandwiches. So, Rod, if you can get the Human Robot around 11 o'clock, sometime around a little after 11 o'clock, after they open on July 2nd, I shall be there.
So, he shall be there.
I shall. So
he shall be there. Hold on one second. I'm just looking.
We shall overcome.
We shall.
So Tom, you didn't talk about how that Imperial Pilsner and your Martini are interacting with each other.
Hold on.
Yeah, well, I kind of mentioned the noble hops, but yeah, it does work. It does. They're not working against each other, if you will.
That's a post sandwich.
I've got these big bready Pilsner malts.
That's a post sandwich right there. There you go.
Oh, I like it.
Oh yeah,
that's the gabagool.
The gabagool.
Is that what that is? Is that what
I'm not saying gabagool like the whatever. I'm not saying capicola. They call it the gabagool. GABBYGOOL. Gabagool. It's capicola and fresh mozzarella and arugula and red roasted peppers, and chicken.
Oh my God, that looks absolutely delicious.
Their stuff's amazing.
I want to go to your neck of the woods just for that sandwich.
And Rod, the sandwich is so good. Yeah, let us know. We'll meet you there.
He's going to be in around mid-August. I'm going to be in.
I want to go there just for that damn sandwich. That's beautiful, man.
Dave's going to be in Seattle and Vancouver. I'll meet you there. There you go. And you love your Northeast. Oh, it's so good, Rod. But we'll talk more about this on the show. You come on. I'll reach out to you tomorrow. You come on. We'll talk about that definitely.
So Tom,
you got to get him on the show, man. The man's brilliant.
So Tom, your pairing was more of a complimentary pairing, right? Where you had no cancellations going on there. You had something.
Well, that's always my idea when I do a pairing. I'm not looking for like flavors. I'm looking for complementary flavors. Mm-hmm. I'm looking for flavors that will work together. I'm not looking for like flavors.
John knows that I like to go for those kind of like flavors. I like to see what will cancel each other out and what will come out of the two different drinks I'm drinking.
Yeah, I don't do that. No.
Yeah, I like to do that because you get some really interesting flavors come out of what you're drinking if you have that cancellation there. Or it's not even drinking, it's eating or smoking. Like one of my favorite cancellations was smoking a cigar with Great Divide's Yeti.
Oh, so good.
Because the Great Divide's Yeti is, for lack of a better word,
but see, you're saying those two things, and to me, that's complementary flavors.
They're similar flavors, but they cancel each other out. So I call them.
I didn't say similar. I said complementary.
Yeah, but I think they're
similar and complementary isn't the same thing.
Yeah. They're not, but I find them similar flavors involved there because what winds up happening when you smoke a cigar with Yeti, and Yeti, for lack of a better word, is a brutal stout. It's harsh. It's that malt bitterness that you get. It's a punch. It's not one of the sweet stouts that are out there.
I love it, but which is why I prefer the bourbon barrel aged Yeti to regular Yeti, because that bourbon just smooths it out so much.
Smooths it out. But the regular Yeti,
you still get the Yeti flavors. You still get all the feels, as they say, right? But you get those nice soft bourbon notes, the oak. It's smoother. It just does something to it that really,
I like just a straight up oak aged, but if you take the
the oak aged is good too. The oak aged is good too.
Yeah. But you take up the espresso one. That's a good one too.
I've never had the espresso one.
Oh God,
we've talked about that a couple times. I've never been in the company of a tap that had.
For those of you that wondered why I made that second drink, this conversation.
There you go.
I'm just illustrating it.
You were part of it, Tom. but if you take the straight up Yeti, which is a pretty harsh stout, and you smoke a cigar with it, what winds up happening is you get some cancellation going on. Yes, you've got some complementary and some like flavors in there. What winds up happening is the Yeti gets softened and almost becomes sweet.
Yeah, actually, I can't disagree with that. I disagree with your harsh Yeti, but I disagree with everything you just said after that.
When you talk about when I say Yeti's harsh, it's for lack of a better word. Yeti.
It's very, 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 very roasty.
It is very roasty, yeah. And not everybody has the palate for that, but yeah, right. I get that, yeah.
And I love it.
No, what you just said about with the finish, yeah, I agree 100%, yeah.
Yeah. But when I use the word harsh, it's just in comparison to the stouts that are being brewed today.
It's not harsh by any means. You can drink it.
No.
It's harsh. I just mean it's not like you're going to drink it and your throat's going to get you got to like roast. You got to like those big stouts.
I will agree. Yeah, not everybody's got the palate for that beer.
Top level. You got to know what you're drinking, right? You can't say, "Oh, I'll try a stout for the first time. Give me a Yeti." You can't do that.
No, I'm only using the word harsh, and that's a relative term compared to these. Oh my God, the stouts that are being brewed today. I love my stouts. John knows what's one of my favorite styles. It's stout, especially the imperial stouts. But what they're doing to stouts today is almost criminal with all the lactose.
Don't even get me started. Don't even.
And I really miss the days of those stouts where the roast. The American stouts.
Yeah. Where
the roasts were the kings. It is so hard to find that now. And Yeti was the king of them. Yeti was.
Yep. No. Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
Not this is exactly in the direction you're going, but I just had to bring it up. This is I love Brian Boak, right? His Monster Mash. It's a Russian Imperial Stout.
Yeah.
Right. His tagline on his Monster Mash, for his Russian Imperial Stout, it says, "In America, we call it a Russian Imperial Stout. In Russia, they call it breakfast."
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Oh my goodness.
But if you want a stout that's back to those roots, Carton makes one called Unjunked. Because there's no adjuncts in it whatsoever.
None.
And it's just a straight up, here you go. Taste the malts.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Here's the malts. And I love that in a stout. I want to taste those malts. Now, granted, I love Imperial Stouts because you got a little bit more of that as well. And I do like the barrel aged ones, but every now and then I just crave. And that's why I love Spider Bite. Spider Bites, Spider, is along those lines of Yeti. It is.
Many early American stouts were dry stouts, and a lot of them that went a little bit farther were based on the FES, the Foreign Export Stout, which is a little bigger dry stout.
Yeah. Well, you got to remember, stout was kind of introduced to this country by the Irish immigrants. They wanted their stouts, so when they started brewing stouts here, then we kind of.
Of course, you want those damn English folks want to take credit for every damn thing.
Every day, and the Irish brought it over, but
let's give credit to the Irish.
But then we looked at the English version, let's face it, the Russian Imperial Stout. It's not Russian; it's English, because the Russian royal family came over to England. They tasted their stouts. They wanted these stouts, but it couldn't make the trip. So just like how the IPA came about. They needed to up the ABV on it, so it became the Russian Imperial Stout.
Yep. That's exactly right. You're right.
And so we took
those classic versions were just beautiful.
Oh, Samuel Smith's is the classic.
Oh yeah,
right. That's the classic Russian Imperial Stout.
Oh yeah, there's absolutely no disputing that fact. Yeah, that is the classic Russian Imperial Stout. There's no doubt.
But then we, being Americans, we took the Russian Imperial Stout and Americanized it and just
we did. It had to be bigger.
Bryce is actually pretty spot on.
Of course, you have the old Rasputin.
That's beautiful. That's a
Old Rasputin's the winner. Old Rasputin's the winner. There's a reason why that beer has lasted so long.
Yeah, I mean they took that idea and said, "Okay, I like it, but we need to bring that ABV up a little bit more."
100%.
We make everything bigger, bolder, and in our eyes, better.
Of course.
Not in the rest.
Yeah, because we're Americans.
But here's the thing: maybe not so much in our eyes better, but if you look at it, when you look at the craft beer movement across the world right now, they're doing American craft.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's true.
I was in Germany. The craft breweries there, they're doing American craft.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But they're doing.
I love the fact that IPA was invented in England, or by England.
The India Pale Ale.
The India Pale Ale. Hold on. The India Pale Ale was invented by England, but it's now the American version is now being copied in Europe.
Everybody.
Yes. So that is a very interesting fact.
Especially the New England IPA. You go to Germany.
New England IPA, Northeast IPA. The initials are still the same. The acronym's still the same. Still a NEPA, right? But
they like that. But Germany loves the hazies.
Yeah, a lot of them do.
They love the hazies, and because we've said it many times before. The hazy IPA, the New England IPA, is an IPA for people who don't like hops.
Right.
And
some of them are good
for people that don't like IPAs. If you don't like an IPA,
and some of them are good, and some of them are really good, and
some of them are quite excellent. Is that an armadillo? Oh no, it's a shell.
Oh, fuck nuggets!
I'm gonna go collect them later. But in any event, yeah. So, but stouts. But get back to stouts. Though.
Anyway, I digress.
Roasting the stouts. Hey, you know what? And I'm a big I love my stouts. Okay, but
you don't brew a stout yet, so you can't love your stouts.
I know. Drinking.
Yeah, what the hell is up with that? By the way,
we brew a porter.
Get your shit together. No, it's not. A porter is not a stout.
No, a porter is not a stout. What's the difference between a porter and a stout?
Mouthfeel.
Unmalted
bar.
No, that's not true. Actually,
no. Yes, it is.
That's not actually proven to be true.
The basic difference between
the mouthfeel.
Well, the mouthfeel, of course, yeah, but the basic difference between a stout and a porter. A porter has malted barley in it. Mm-hmm. A stout has unmalted roasted barley in it.
And malted barley.
And no, I'm saying it contains unmalted roasted barley.
But here's the thing.
It does contain, yes.
Mm-hmm. A stout.
It's got a thicker mouthfeel,
and that's what gives it. Yeah, and that helps. That assists in the achieving the thicker mouthfeel and so forth and so on.
But going back to history, the original stout.
Oh God, here we go.
Here we go.
So I'm gonna sit back, Tom. Here
we go.
Yeah, just here we go. Here we go. This is why I'm gonna go get myself a second beer here in a second.
Drop some information on you here. So the porter was invented in England. It was a darker.
There we go.
Fuller beer, and was named after the people that drank it, the porters down the docks, right? This was to fortify them, to keep them going, to give them that strength. The stout was just a bigger version of a porter. That's all it was to begin with.
Hold on. I just want to clarify something here. You're talking about the beer, or you're talking about a fatter guy that was a porter?
Well, I am stout, so we'll talk about beer. That's a fair question.
Like the clarification. I do.
That's a fair question. But no, the stout was just a higher ABV, fuller bodied, darker porter. Because remember, British porters were brown. They were not that really dark color. And the British porters.
No, I mean a dark brown ale was a porter. I mean,
Here's the problem with your story here, Dave, is that stouts typically did not have a higher ABV than a porter. Most porters had a higher ABV, unless it was an FES, and that was a higher ABV and higher IBU.
I'm talking about
most stouts did have a higher ABV than most porters had a higher ABV than a stout because a stout uses that unfermentable malt.
Right. Generally.
But Tom.
I'm John. He's Tom.
I'm not talking about the ABV. I'm talking about the mouthfeel. I'm talking about the body.
Well, you said bigger, which applies ABV, but okay.
No, I'm sorry. You're right, but I'm talking about the feel of the beer.
Okay, you're right.
It was more feel.
That bigger mouthfeel, yeah.
But then
feels bigger, not necessarily.
But you got to remember, the first stouts were not that unmalted barley. Or the first stouts were really just a
Yeah, I know you're right. Yeah, right. No, I get where you're coming from.
But now we've developed it where the definition of a stout includes that unmalted barley. That's how we see it today, and it's just a history. It's just a development.
No, 100%. And the one thing that
we're talking about the FES,
right?
Yes,
one thing foreign export stout.
Oh well, the foreign export stout. The great thing is there is a which Belgian beer is it that has a foreign export stout? Which if you don't, you need to put the beer in your goddamn sink before you open it because it's going to open. What is that one? Oh God, I gotta remember what that one was because when I opened it, I didn't do it over the sink. The second one I opened, I did it in the damn sink because it's just fountains when you open it. What the hell is that beer? And it's a Belgian foreign import stout. But yeah, we're used to the Guinness foreign import stout, and that's a great beer.
Oh, it really is. That beer is outstanding. Yeah. No, I agree with you 100%, Dave.
Dodole?
Dodoles. Oh my God, Dodoles. That's the one. If you ever get your hand
that's it. Yeah.
If you ever get your hand on one of those, please do.
Oh yeah.
But warning, you're only drinking half of it.
Yeah. Roger said, stout is just a bigger porter that as it originated as a porter stout or stout porter, right? A porter stout. And the difference was the use of roasted or unroasted barley, of course. Yeah,
absolutely.
He said the line is a lot more blurry nowadays. 100%.
It really is.
I was going to say this actually, and I was just going to say this too. The one thing that I actually do get upset at, and it was evident when Dave said it with the lactose and everything else, like these pastry stouts and everything. when somebody, for the most part, not obviously people like, like-minded individuals, we'll leave it at that,
like
right?
us, yeah.
Like us, right? But for the most part,
you're talking about old fuckers,
yeah. Right? That right. But I was trying to be nice. I was trying to be nice to all of us. But in any event, for the most part, when somebody says stout, when somebody says, "Hey, I got a stout on," for the most part, a lot of drinkers today immediately say, "Is it a bourbon barrel aged stout or is it a pastry stout?" There's no drinking just a stout now. It's gone.
And that hurts me. I want a stout. I don't want to, and I do. Pastry stouts have their place, and I can only drink. Please,
pastry stouts don't have their place, but I do love anything chucked in a barrel.
100%.
Barrel aged stouts are brilliant. 100%. The pastry thing, I mean, come on, please.
Roger said, in essence, all stouts are porters, but not all porters are stouts.
He is not wrong at all.
And he said, since one comes from the other originally, yes,
he is absolutely correct. Mm-hmm. But the pastry stout, I do want to try them. I do want to see what they're doing, because the thing is, and I've said it many, many times, the use of lactose in beer is like salt on food. If you can use it judiciously, it enhances. If you overdo it, you've destroyed your dish or your beer. And with lactose, to me, if the mouthfeel of your beer has changed because of lactose, you use too much. Back it off. But there are some breweries, and we know them. There's one in Jersey. There's one down in Tampa, St. Pete, actually, that their life is based off these pastry stouts. Yeah. Right? Angry Chair is one of the most celebrated breweries in all of South Florida. But their beers, they really need an insulin station there. They do. Because of what these beers.
I made a joke the other day to Dave. I was like, let's do a top 3 list on one of the Lager Room Guys shows. And let's do top 3 favorite German chocolate cake pastry stouts. I'm like, okay, both of us are just going to have Angry Chair German chocolate cake listed 3 times. So.
Yeah, that's it. Or what's the brownie? What's the brownie one they do? They do chocolate chip something brownie. It's ridiculous. And Rod's comment here is absolutely correct.
He goes. He says, I have some tasty pastry stouts, but some can be too powerful and becomes too sweet after. 100%, Rod. 100%.
I can't drink more than 4 ounces of any pastry stout.
I will never look.
Yeah,
if I wind up acquiring, and I'm going to say acquire because I won't buy. If I wind up acquiring a 16-ounce can of a pastry stout, I better have 3 other people drinking it with me.
Yeah, you can't.
I could not agree more. Yeah,
I will get a headache. Mm-hmm. And the hangover from pastry stout is brutal. Yeah, those sugars will kill you come morning time.
I mean, go back, bring yourself back to the 80s. And I know people listening to this that are a lot younger. They'll be like, the 80s.
When we're all drinking Boone's Farm wine.
I wasn't born in Boone's Farm.
Boone's Farm.
The strawberry out.
We're all drinking Boone's Farm. Oh my God.
And Tom's trying to go up shirt.
Right. So think about yeah, exactly. So, but think about this though. What were some of the drinks? Younger, college, yada yada yada. What were some of the drinks? Sugar-filled drinks like what was it? Bahama Mamas and the like. I can't think of a couple others. But my point is, they were fruity. They were let's just drink them. Like
Alabama Slammers.
Alabama Slammers, right? You just drink.
Boom.
That sugar headache.
Terrible.
That sugar hangover.
Yeah.
Was
my God, the Alabama Slammer.
Horrible. Oof. Oh, Red Death. Red Death was a kamikaze and an Alabama Slammer put together in one drink.
My God, that would be kamikaze. Oh man.
The kamikaze, for those who don't know,
I drank a lot of kamikazes back in the day.
And that's all the clear liquors in the speed rack in one beer with lime juice. That's what a kamikaze was. Put that together with, I can't remember what Alabama Slammer is, but you put those 2 things together, you are getting wrecked real goddamn quick. Yes.
100%. Alabama Slammers and kamikaze shots. Rod, 100% right.
Oh yeah.
Put those. But if you mix
I
them
did
together,
a lot of both, man.
But if you put
it was 87, Southern California. Shit was happening.
Oh, that was the Jersey Shore.
You were there. I was there. What are you talking about?
You put those two together.
I'm older than both of you guys.
Followed by a Long Island iced tea.
Oh God,
a Long Island iced tea. Yeah,
that was one of the most dangerous goddamn drinks out there. Because again, every clear liquid,
other than the splash of Coke. It was all alcohol.
It's every clear liquid.
Here's the thing. Here's the problem with the Long Island iced tea is it's all bottom shelf liquor.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
That's why that drink hurt you so much. It wasn't the amount of liquor; it was all bottom shelf.
Well, don't fool yourself. A kamikaze was all bottom shelf as well.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, but a kamikaze, you're taking a shot. Well, you didn't have taking that much of it, you know.
Yeah.
So, a kamikaze shot, Alabama Slammer, all those were bottom shelf liquors. But
and we had the real Long Islands with
brought it all together.
Absolutely.
So here's the thing. The only thing that differentiated a kamikaze, as far as I'm concerned, a kamikaze from a Long Island iced tea is kamikaze had lime juice in it. The Alabama Slammer had a splash of Coca-Cola.
There was a touch of health in that bad one.
Right. And the sours.
Splash of sour mix, splash of Coke, 4 spirits. Yeah, it was
the sours, the splash of Coke out of there.
Tequila, rum,
vodka, white rum.
Tequila, white rum, vodka, and shit. No, not shit.
No,
there
was
no shit.
There was no shit in it.
Well, no, some places did serve it with shit. But that's the point.
Tequila, vodka, white rum.
Tequila, vodka, white rum, and no, there was no bourbon in it.
No, there is.
It wasn't gin. No, it was all the clear liquids.
I was a bartender, so we didn't do bottom shelf. LOL.
Oh, please.
Gin.
Oh, please. Yeah. You all use bottom shelf.
The kamikaze, tequila, white rum, vodka, gin, lime juice.
Yep. You're right.
You take all 5 of those and you do this.
And it was absolutely all bottom shelf.
You took 4, put them down, and then lime juice, shake, pour it out.
Or you just went 4, pull the 4 off because you've got them in between every finger. Keep the lime juice for another count. Pull that off, shake it, you're good. And then
hold on. When I bartended, okay, I put 2 in this hand and 2 in this hand. All right, and then I put the lime juice in and shook it. If you had 4 bottles in one hand,
no, I did 4 bottles.
Kudos to you. There you go.
I did 4 bottles in one hand with lime in the other hand. Roses lime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right, you had to be roses.
Tom Roger said, "No, Tom. For us, we didn't. For the customers, yes, bottom shelf."
Yes, exactly.
Oh yeah. For the customers, it's all bottom shelf. Yeah, I know. I've been around. I'm not the first of May. I'll tell you that right now.
And I may have been born on a Wednesday, but not tomorrow. Not yes.
I was born on a Monday.
But not yesterday.
Not yesterday. Yesterday was Wednesday. No, yesterday.
But a Long Island iced tea, like you said, it's just the same 4 alcohols. A lot more of it with sours and a splash of Coke.
Sour mix, splash of Coke done.
Just to give it some color.
Yeah.
But man, a Long Island iced tea, I love it when you get someone who doesn't really know what they're doing, a little ditzy. Oh, it's an iced tea. They drink the iced tea. Drink 3 of them, and they are on the floor.
Oh, it was so good back in the 80s to go into a club and sing.
Oh my gosh, you have no idea.
You know what?
Oh,
yes. I'm not even going to see the girls drinking Long Island iced tea. The funny thing was seeing the guys drinking Long Island iced tea.
And just being
no, you're absolutely right. There's always the guys say, I can handle as much alcohol as you can give me. Okay. Challenge accepted.
Here's another
Rod, absolutely. That was true, too. We had a run of Lynchburg lemonades as well with Jack Daniels. Jack Daniels lemonade. 100%, Oh, yeah. We poured those, too. Yeah, absolutely.
Lynchburg lemonade was another one of those that just destroyed people who didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah.
And they were just horrible.
You could tell the rank amateurs that came into a bar.
100%.
It was awesome. And it was just so much fun to watch them soil themselves. And back then, you couldn't call them an Uber; you had to call them a taxi.
The best was to see a guy talking to a girl at the end of the night. I'm seriously at a bar. See a guy talking to a girl at the end of the night, trying to, pick her up or talk to her or whatever, and he's just, talk to me, and then all of a sudden he just falls over. And but the best part of that wasn't even him falling over; was her rolling her eyes and turning around and walking away.
Walking away. Look at nothing.
Even better, one of my friends back in the day took him out for his birthday. He likes strip joints. I can't stand them. I'm not a fan of them for many, many reasons. But he liked them, so we took him.
But there you were. face to face with boobies.
Oh, you had to. You really. You're like, all right, twist my arm. Yeah, I don't like these, but I'll go with you.
But no, I was face to face with naked boobies. I didn't know what to do.
Here's two reasons I don't like them. One, fool yourself as much as you want. You're not going home with her. Two, the beer sucked and was overpriced.
Sure.
Beer is always terrible. It's always overpriced. Yeah.
I've never liked
them. Movies usually aren't very good either.
Not so much.
He liked them, and
when you find a place that they are, you go back.
But he liked them, and he thought that the one dancer was into him. It turned out she actually kind of was. So for his birthday, she was going to take him home. So we take him outside. She's getting ready to leave. He's getting ready to leave. They're standing out there outside the club. We're pulling the car around. He's drunk. They're making out. Mm-hmm. He throws up all over her shoes.
Oh my God!
Thank you for the visual. Thank you. I appreciate it.
And that was the end of it. He was done.
And that's where you know there is a God.
Yes. Saved him probably from a lot of troubles.
I know. Rod just said, of course, though, I went to West Virginia University. So many times it was Everclear and the juice in the juice or fruit.
Oh God. Everclear is that's a devil concoction right there.
Rod, really quick, and I've said this before. I've said this before on the Log Room Show.
That's the worst alcohol possible.
I've said this before on the Log Room Show, and I'm pretty sure I said it on this show too. Rod, being a fireman, fireman's convention every year down in Wildwood, New Jersey.
Oh, the cherries.
Yeah. We used to. One of the guys he used to bring a gallon jug of maraschino cherries every year. And when we got down there that day, the 4 days down there, the first thing he did once he got into his room was he dumped all the juice out of the cherries, and then he filled the bottle with Everclear, and then he capped it.
Gotta make those cherry bombs.
Hold on. That's not what he served, though.
That's how you make those cherry bombs.
He capped it. He taped the bottle. He dated it. He put it in the closet and pulled out last year's cherries. And that's what you ate all weekend.
Oh, yeah. See, that's brilliant. Yeah,
1 year, cherries sitting 1 year on Everclear. You had two of those.
You're gone.
You're done. Done. The first time I ever had them, I had two, and I was shot that night. I never had more than one. He goes, that will do it. Everclear cherries, 100%.
Everyone thinks eating the fruit out of sangria is.
Oh, hell no.
No. Everclear cherries will destroy you.
Oh yeah, those cherry bombs. They're called cherry bombs for a reason.
Oh yeah. The other thing that's similar to that is those vodka injected watermelons.
Yeah.
If they sit,
they're refreshing at least when you're eating.
At least refreshing. Yeah. And you're nice and refreshed, and even maybe a little hydrated when you hit the floor.
Right. Exactly. Anyway.
All right, boys.
My martini's gone.
My martini's gone.
Yeah, we're all gone.
My beer is
Everybody's gone.
I have a little left of my beer, but I'm going to drink that in a second. But yeah, absolutely. This was a great show. I really appreciate it. 100% a great show. We will.
I still have more. How cool is this label?
That is awesome.
So this is like the old snake oil salesman labels, right?
Snake oil salesman label. There you go. Exactly. Right.
I like this shit a lot. John, I've got a bottle for you.
I know. I gotta hook up with you.
I just gotta get it to you. But I think you're gonna really like this one.
I can't wait to have it. I'm honestly, after what you said the other day on the phone and last night we were talking and what you had tonight, I can't wait to have it. So
I had to pour a little bit more into the glass. I need a little bit more of this. This is straight up. Monkey 47 used to be my favorite gin. Mm-hmm. Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, wonderful. Monkey 47 is damn good too.
Oh, it's damn good. And the reason people love Monkey 47 is such a smooth gin. And it's one of those gins where they've backed the juniper back, so it's not as bracing as a lot of gins can be. It's nice and smooth. It's easy to drink.
Sure.
This is this is easy.
John, wrap it up. We're going to start doing shots.
This is what I'm doing right here.
You're doing that, all right.
Yeah, but the whole thing about this one is it still has all that herbality that you want.
Wow.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I can't wait to have it. We'll talk about it. All right. On that note, we will wrap the show up for today. We want to thank everyone for watching. For those of you just listening to the audio podcast, thank you for listening. Don't forget to visit our website. All of the Edit Chaser info will be on the logroom.com website. That's www.logroom.com. That's LEGERROOM.com. And please remember, like us and follow us on all of our social media. Right now, it's just Facebook, Twitter, Instagram to come. And all of our video podcasts are available on the Logger Room Podcast Network YouTube page. Remember, go live with the video podcast on Facebook and YouTube every Tuesday.
And one thing, if you're enjoying the show, please like us on Facebook.
Yeah, let me say that. Yeah,
because we
I'm getting to that. I have that in here. Yeah. Every other Wednesday night around 6:30 or so p.m. Eastern time. And for those of you who just want to listen to the audio,
more or less, somewhere here, somewhere there.
Well, unless you break a martini glass, right? Exactly. And for those of you who just want to listen to the audio podcast, you can do so on audio host Spreaker, as well as iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Odyssey, Audible, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music Podcasts, TuneIn, Podcast Addict, Castbox, Deezer, Podchaser, Listen Notes. Pretty much anywhere you will find audio podcasts, you will find the Edit Chaser podcast. And please like us and follow us on Facebook, the Edit Chaser page. Yes, that was somebody texting me.
Oh, okay. It wasn't here, was it?
It was like, on Facebook on the Edit Chaser page.
I'm usually the one that has all the interrupting noises.
Exactly. Facebook has come up with this new thing because we do our shows through StreamYard. So tonight you can watch it on the Edit Chaser page. However, tonight we had to post the YouTube link for the video on the Edit Chaser page. That's the workaround. They're not allowing StreamYard to post to a live video to Facebook unless there's a certain amount of likes to the page. Now, there used to be a lower number. Apparently, Tom was done. You're not even looking at the page. Apparently, Tom was done. I don't know. He just lost Tom. I guess he was done. Anyway, a certain amount of likes to the page. We need more likes. So please tell your friends, anybody you like this. If you like the show, tell your friends if they're going to like it or whatever, and like the Edit Chaser Facebook page, please. And please follow the Log Room guys as well. Shows every Tuesday night, and follow the At the Pub.
At the Pub. But the other thing we need
At the Pub is on YouTube. At the Pub is on YouTube.
Yes. The other thing we need to mention is
that's not ours, that's Tom's, but Dave and I frequent the show.
We do, and we are. I was the first guest on the show. John was the second guest on the show. We are, but we're also building up to something, are we not, John?
We are building something up. We last week we talked about it on the special
National
Bourbon Day show that we did last Friday with Kat Reyes, the director of Worldwide Beer Fest. There will be more postings within the next week. There will be a web page, if not a website, for the Artisan Spirits Festival. The Artisan Spirits Festival is going to be in coordination with National Craft Distillers Day, which is on May 22nd every year. And it will that will culminate. It's basically going to be what Worldwide Beer Fest does. It's an online beer fest, so it's going to be an online spirits fest, Artisan Spirits Festival, and it's the Edit Chaser guys, if you will. It's the three of us, myself, Beer Samurai, and the Whiskey Whisperer. Tonight,
but also Kat Reyes.
But also Kat Reyes with the Worldwide Beer Fest. The four of us are going to bring you the Artisan Spirits Festival, and there will be a lot of content coming up between podcasts, special podcasts on that page,
some live streams,
podcasts, special podcasts on the Edit Chaser page, probably a couple special podcasts on the Log Room page,
and the Worldwide Beer Fest
the Worldwide Beer Fest page. So it's something to look forward to, and we're going to have content from now through then and beyond that for the following year and on.
And also look for the artist. What do we call it? Artisan Spirits Festival.
Artisan Spirits Festival, yes.
Facebook page is coming up very, very soon. John and Kat are collaborating on that. Kat's got some ideas. She's been pushing John on it, but John's been very, very busy. He needs to reply to her.
I've been a little busy. I'll be getting back to her tomorrow or Friday, so we'll be.
Please do.
Yeah, no.
I'm not the design guy.
Yeah, I'll respond to her tonight, but it's been a week so far, and it's only Wednesday. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah, but she's eager.
They said it'll be fun. They said do that, So
it's going to be a lot of fun. And anytime that we have any of those special Spirits Day, because we announced this on National Bourbon Day. Today is National Martini Day, so we're talking about it. But anytime there's any of these days, maybe it's not every other Wednesday that one of these things occur on, we're still going to do something. Kat will be on some of these. Mm-hmm. The three of us, well, Tom's gone AWOL on us, but
yeah, I think something happened with.
I just reached out to him, so I don't know if it's just crapped out on him. But the three of us will be involved in this, and we will be teasing this up. We've already got some peeps out there in the distilling world, jazz for this. Mm-hmm. We're working on it.
Several too, and they're distillers, they're craft distillery owners. They are bartenders. Yep. They are podcasters in the spirits world, if you will. So we're going to be bringing you a lot of content. We're going to be bringing you a lot of content on this page and the Artists and Spirits Festival page. Yeah. And Rod just commented again. He said, "You all have a good thing going."
Oh, thank you, Rod.
Thank you, Rod. Appreciate it.
This show is the first show where I think we've started to dial in what the identity of the show is going to be.
It took about 8 or 9 shows to dial in the log room, guys, and we're next week. It's going to be show 185. So
yes, so we're gonna. Oh, you're talking about log room, yes. So it took a little while. So we're there. I think we've got an equation that's going to work for us.
Sure.
We'll discuss what the next show is going to be. But the other thing we're going to do is I will reach out to John, Kat, and Tom. Mm-hmm. With all of the upcoming spirit days, spirit celebration,
and we need to do that every single one of them. And again, and keep in mind too, there will be pre-recorded content from distillers, from distilleries, from bartenders, from many facets of everything, and ourselves as well. There will be live feeds from distilleries, and there will be podcasts on not only this page but on the Artists and Spirits Festival page. Leading up to from now, and it's 11 months away, right? It's over 11 months away. It's
we got some time
in 3 days. It's 11 months and 3 days away to the main day, and that day is going to be full of podcasts, live feeds, going live at different distilleries. Dave and I are going to be very busy that day. So
a lot.
It's a Thursday next year, so
the impetus behind this is that craft beer has had a voice. There's so many podcasts, there's so many events, there's so many festivals out there. Mm-hmm. There's not, and we've talked about on the Locker Room Guys where the craft beer segment has lost a little bit in the share of spirits, alcohol, and alcohol sales. One of the things that is starting to build up is craft distilleries. They don't quite have that national voice. This is to give them that voice, to give them a platform to say, hey, here we are, here's what we're doing. This is craft distilling. You'll hear it so often in the Locker Room Guys where we bash the big boys. Now, on this show, we don't bash the big boys, we drink the big boys. Because you don't have the evil empire so much in the distilleries and the spirits world as you do in the craft beer world. No, so we don't bash them so much. We actually drink them and we espouse them. We actually celebrate them.
100%. Because you got to remember the evil empire. All right, in the spirits world is something that enjoys and embraces the craft movement.
Yeah,
distilling.
They actually do. And so we have these craft distilleries, and
they're not so evil. Is my point.
Yeah, but. Oh, absolutely. They're not as heavy evil because they're not using their profits to squash the little guys.
They don't have the initials A and what's the other one?
The other's a B, I think. The letter right after it.
You're right.
But you'll see more and more. So some of our initial shows, John and I were drinking more of the big guys. Tom, not so much. He likes the little guys. But we're going to be espousing more of these
100%.
The craft distilleries, the local distilleries. And the great thing about what we've got going now and the partners that we have you've got John and I on the East Coast. John and I travel. And we travel, we hit breweries, we hit distilleries.
We do.
You got Tom. He's in what we call the mid-coast. Right? He's got
it's not quite the Midwest. There's a Midwest, there's a mid-coast.
He's in the mid-coast.
The mid-coast, right.
And he's got the distilleries that he prefers and he likes. He's got relationships with them. And we've got Kat out there on the left coast. Mm-hmm. Right? And she's got partners there as well.
You just said we've got Kat out on the left coast, right? That's what you just said.
Yeah. But she's already got some partners involved already. Yeah. And it's going to be a lot of fun. We want 100%. To really build excitement for this.
It's going to be really good, and we want to build excitement for this. So anybody wants to, anybody out there that has a podcast, anybody out there, seriously, anybody out there has a podcast, and that's a craft distilling podcast, a craft spirits podcast, even another beer podcast is fine. Wants to partner with this, let us know. We'll get you involved. Seriously, we want to grow this thing to the point where it's really hitting home everywhere because it's important. It really is.
Yeah, because it's a growing segment of the alcohol sales out there.
Sure. And it's the little guy alcohol sales, the mom and pop alcohol sales. That's what we want. That's what we're talking about here. We don't need to look, and we're not. And again, in the craft distilling world, we're not like throwing shade, if you will, at bigger guys as far as bourbon. We still
love Bacardi. Love Bacardi.
We enjoy them, right?
Right.
But they're not where the big beer is, right? So, but what we're doing is we really want to just bolster the segment of local craft, and that's important, and that's what this is all about.
Very, very important, and that's what we're trying to do here. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we got 11 months.
We do. We're going to have a lot of fun over these 11 months. And then once that's done, we're going to have a blast that day. And then when that's done, we got 12 months of a lot of fun. And then a blast the next day.
To recover from that
too. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
If you want to see the 4 people involved tanked out of their asses.
Well, at least 3 of them anyway. I can't speak for Kat, but we'll leave it at that.
Hey, she's more beer than... And Kat,
she'll be there right there with us, but we'll see how that goes.
Yes,
that's the point. So, but in any event, my point is we want to bolster that segment, and that's really what it's about. So if anybody wants to have any involvement in that, even just cross marketing, blasting out on their pages, the Artisan Spirits Festival, the Anda Chaser podcast, and the Worldwide Beer Fest for that matter, and the Lager Room guys, any of that, and the pub at the pub.
I'm worried that Tom died.
We'll have to figure it out. Roger said, "Is this Cali Cat?" No, this is Cat Reyes. Rod, it's Cat Reyes from Oregon.
Worldwide Beer Fest.
Worldwide Beer Fest. Yes. She's Catherine Reyes.
Catherine Reyes.
We'll talk tomorrow when I contact you.
She's just outside of Portland.
Oregon. She's pretty decently known in the craft beer circle.
Yes.
So.
John Hall knows her. So.
John Hall knows her. Don Tess knows her. There's knows her. He goes, let me know. Got the podcast as well. Absolutely, Rod.
Oh hell yeah.
We'll connect all of this. You're gonna come. You'll come, Rod. You'll come on the Lager Room Guys show. You'll come on the Anda Chaser show, and we'll connect all of this up. Seriously.
Yeah.
All right. I'll reach out to you tomorrow. Only because when we're done here and we sign off, I'm going downstairs, eating dinner, and then I'm pouring myself a bourbon and going outside with a cigar. I need to after today. But I will reach out to you tomorrow, and we will hook all of this up, and we'll start it.
I didn't bring any bourbon down here with me. So the reason, she
goes, okay, I know Cali Cat out there who is known, but she's in Cali. Yeah. Cat Reyes is up in the Northwest, Pacific Northwest.
So my background is different because actually, as we say in Jersey, down the shore. Most people will say at the beach, but the thing about Jersey, when you're down the shore, every inch of the shore in Jersey is beach.
Sure.
So that's why we say down the shore.
And the direction I'm pointing right now,
where I am.
No, not you. No, you're that way.
Oh, you're pointing.
The direction I'm pointing 4 blocks that way is sand and water.
Yes, and I am to the south, and John.
You are about right now. You are about 15 to 20 miles south of me.
Yeah, and I'm usually well north of John.
Usually well north that way, but today
there's no beaches there because I'm right on top of the.
Oh, there's a beach there, but it's dirt and rocks, and it goes into the Hudson River. You don't want to go there.
That's not a beach. That's not a beach. But no, I'm down in Ortley Beach, New Jersey, just north of Seaside, where when I was a kid we referred to it as Sleaze Side.
Sleaze Side, yes. But we all went there though, so that's the important thing. We love to go. I'm going to Sleaze Side. There you go.
Yes, we went there for the sleaze.
Yes,
we did. I'm in Ortley Beach right now, and
Rod said, "Cool." There you go.
Yeah. And it's a lot cooler here than the rest of the heat wave that Jersey's experiencing right now. We got a nice breeze going.
I melted 3 times today. I don't know about you, but I did.
I drove all the way down here with air conditioning in the car. We had the car packed to the gills.
And you went to Human Robot. Yeah, I wish you went to Human Robot.
Went to Heavy Reel.
You went to Heavy Reel today. Was Jeff there?
Jeff was there.
And
I talked to him.
Did you tell him I said hi?
I did, and I don't think he remembers being on the show because you got to remember when they came on the show, they were baked.
Oh, they were baked. But Jeff knows. Jeff may not remember coming on the show that night, but Jeff knows me very well.
But I brought that up, and
you know who Jeff interned and first brewed with, right?
No,
Gretchen.
Oh, that's some good pedigree right there.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's why his German Pilsner was really damn good.
Spot on.
It was really, really damn. I had the Jersey lager, which is with all Jersey ingredients.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's good.
Well, it's an interesting one, and even Jeff looked at me and goes, "Yeah, if you don't like it, we'll give you another one."
Yeah. No, it's interesting, but it's good. No, for how he brewed it, it's good.
Oh no, it's really good for what it is. It's all New Jersey ingredients, but New Jersey hops.
Did it have that pork roll, Telra?
You would think that New Jersey hops would have pork roll. I said that to him, but New Jersey hops throw dirt. Sure. People say earth. No, it's straight up dirt.
It's earth. It's
not earth. It's dirt.
It's more earthy than most earthy hops, but it's still earth.
It's dirt. It's fucking dirt. Which is better than it could. It's better than it could be because Jersey hops could absolutely throw sewage.
Earthy. Yeah, Jersey hops that are grown in. I don't want to diss any. I mean. We all know the towns or the cities that I'm talking about. I won't even say it, but earthy hops that are grown in that. But
but no, it was very, very earthy. It's very, very different. It's and he's like, yeah, we'll give you another one if you don't like it. It's like, it's not that I don't like it. This is different, and I've been in the craft beer world so long. I want something different, and this is damn different. But Heavy Reel, yeah, if you get down to Seaside, visit Heavy Reel. They've got a really cool tap room, really great staff. Our beer tender was amazing, and they're known for their slushy sours. And I had the pineapple wit today, which was absolutely delicious. You can't taste alcohol in this whatsoever. You put that in your blender with some Coco Loco and some ice, and you've got yourself a pina freaking colada.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah,
and it's not a bad drink to drink on a day like today. Actually, to be honest.
No. And
rum, coconut cream. I'm good.
And you know damn well that I'm kind of averse to the sweeter ones, and this was sweet, but it was still damn good.
Okay. Anyway. All right.
Well, I don't think Tom's coming back. I think
he's not coming back. We'll finish up again.
We're gonna put out we're gonna call the Springfield police and put out a wellness check.
I think he has something to do. That's why he wanted me to end the show. He just decided to go and do it. That's fine. Fair enough. We'll talk to him in a couple of weeks when we're on the show again. And on that note, have thanks for following along with us. Have a great rest of your week. Have a wonderful weekend, and we will talk to you soon. Take care, guys. Cheers. Weekend. And don't forget to check out the Underchaser podcast.
Wednesday is what do you mean weekend? We still have Thursday, Friday to get there.
The weekend starts on Thursday, dude. You know that.
Not for me.
Oh, no. Yeah. What this week it does.
Not really. I got to work all day Thursday and Friday.
So. Oh, you're working from down there.
Oh, no. Yeah. No. This setup is also for work.
All right, fair enough. But in any event, make sure you check out the End of Chaser podcast page on Facebook. Make sure people follow it and check out all the information for Artists and Spirits Festival. And we will talk to you in a couple weeks. Take care. Cheers.
Bye,
Take care.
Folks.
Cheers.